Yeah, absolutely. All right. As we continue on, guys, thank you for hitting that like button. We got 67 likes on the summary live. We'll also be doing it as a like reminder if you're enjoying this highlight over on Work the Game. A Variant Dungeons has my heart pumping, and I'm just so thrilled for this. Breaking it down in terms of the summary, variable difficulty dungeons previously introduced as Criterion, which
sounds like it's Criterion.
Yeah, we're like, they named
Criterion.
it Criterion.
Easy mistake, rookie mistake. We'll get to Criterion.
Yeah. Also,
this is new.
Ricori, if you haven't followed her, be sure to do so. Level 90 casual play for 1 to 4 players, 4-player party when matched. No role restrictions. You can change your job at any time. Also, I know we'll cover this in a second, but you can repair. You can request repairs. That's coming. I'm so thrilled by that. Enemy strength determined by party size. That's excellent. Route of progression branches based off of player action. So all of a sudden I start thinking of the treasure map dungeons, and you kind of like pick one or the other. Who knows if that's going to be as simple or if it's going to be more complex. Personally, can't wait to see that go hands-on with it. As we scroll more into continuing information, the first variant dungeon, Sildil Subterrane. So this is going to be tied into Ul'dah, sister city, Sildil. Explore the depths alongside a certain someone. We can theorize on who that someone might be, and experience a different story depending on your chosen path. What do you think, Chris?
You have to do multiple playthroughs. So I'm excited about this. As a community that doesn't always get choice or agency, the game is all about like everybody gets to complete everything. I think there is this idea of like finding a way to add choice into the game is something that the game hasn't done a lot of, especially narratively. So I look forward to kind of seeing what this is. Let's see what it is. They did show off this Sildian screenshot. They said there's gonna be a lot of great little places to explore and get great screenshots. So this is the casual version. This is come in, experience narrative, get some cool screenshots, some replay. You can do it through 4-player and all that, but now this is Criterion.
Now Criterion exists.
Now Criterion. Now this is built off of the same framework. Okay, so this is built off that same framework. So it's the same location. We're tossing the narrative. We're tossing the NPC in the trash. No time for that. It is time for high difficulty content. This is kind of the savage dungeons. Is this extreme? Is this Mythic Plus? Is this fractals? All of those terms come to mind here. Is this Final Fantasy's version at small man difficult content, which has been asked for in like every media tour as far back as I can remember.
Absolutely. And so that's 6.25. Just to clarify, Criterion variant looks like 6.2, 6.25. This is where this gets added. And oh man, okay, we got a lot of stuff. Obviously for 4-player parties, party must comprise of 1 tank healer and 2 TBS. Standard makeup. Visually similar to variant dungeons, but overall structure, enemy strength is entirely different. Route is predetermined. No NPCs are going to accompany you.
So now it's a dungeon. Standard dungeon. Still in the same place. Still Sildian Subterrane. Parties of fewer than 4 players are supplemented via matchmaking. So you're always going to have your full party. So it's a standard dungeon. Normal methods of resurrection, however, are prohibited.
Get out of here.
Each player is going to be granted a limited number of revival actions. So it doesn't matter what classes you bring. There is no comp here that's going to be resurrected base. Every party is going to come with a standard number of reses. So this starts to feel a little more, a little different. This starts to say, you want to come on a black mage instead of a red mage. It's the same effect. So that utility portion has shifted to a more, I guess, like Lost Action or Palmander type method.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Now, from here, this is where it gets really exciting. Defeated enemies do not revive after the party KO. And if we keep going...
There we go. Savage. Sorry, I misclicked.
Savage Dungeon. Savage like Darklander supporting us for 57 months. Ooh. Pre-formed parties of 4, still the same. Matching will now be unavailable. So think like DRS. And all methods of resurrection are prohibited. None. And all defeated enemies will revive after the KO. So kind of like Ultimate, start over. And if the enemies are not defeated within the time limit, you probably just weren't being challenged enough, because now the enemies are going to get the echo. The enemies are getting stronger because you took too long.
Yeah.
So this is getting harder. Really excited to watch this, maybe take part in this. This is really, really cool stuff.
Yeah. Without the the Omni 90 going on. Like, this is just like, yeah, what do you want to invest your time in and really try to achieve? I think this is something that I've been personally, like I said, I've been looking for something like this. I like dungeons. I like the raids and when they were kind of more dungeon-y, and then since they become more trial based, I've always kind of like, I want to go and to kill and to explore, and hopefully it gets even harder, and who knows what kind of, you know, feedback in this. And you said this is what you said while we were live reacting, is like, spare no expense. And it's like, now all of a sudden, like, are we starting to see that Square Enix investment in this? Because the longest time it's like we went from 3 to 2 to 1.5 to 1, and the dungeons themselves are like, yeah, they're nice. You do my
active player base and total players went up.
Yeah. And then it's like, okay, so what's going on? And now this all of a sudden is like, this is what this is what I believe I've been personally hungry for. But when we put out the poll, you know, Criterion Dungeons, all that, people are excited about it. But now we actually start to get into Island Sanctuary, a key component to the game itself.